Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
We love our mothers, and this is specifically for my mother, Jeannie Baker, on this beautiful day that I'm so grateful for her acceptance and her love, and for anyone that has that embodiment of mother energy in any way, that we're so grateful for your care and support of relationships, of homes, of dwellings, of friendships, of businesses, of nature, and of the planet. And I'm so grateful I have a very beautiful role model of motherhood that's here with me in Florida. And this being has been in my family for about 20 years. And I've gotten to hang out with her children all weekend. And many of you might recognize Nancy because she's at the front desk a lot. And right now we don't currently have a front desk. And so we're thinking of really sweet and beautiful and creative ways to come together. So we wanted to offer this mantra. It's for the Divine Mother in all beings, be it male or female or animal or the globe. And this mantra came to me while I was sitting at the ocean. The melody of it and the words are Shri Ma, Jaya Ma. And I would love for you to, once you hear it, if you're able to recite it with me, that would be incredibly healing. And it's beautiful to have such a dear friend and sister and mother with me. And we're going to sing it together as an embodiment of mothers coming together and offering it to you because we love our mothers. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Look at, we're not at the front desk.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So please share this with your mother if you are. Receive some nurturing and receive some love. And be grateful for anyone that's ever cared for you and accepted you. When I think of my mother, I think of the first thing is acceptance. She has always accepted me, even when I was a complete troublemaker. And now I don't think I'm a troublemaker. If I am, it's in a different way. I'm here to provoke unconditional love. Yes. Nancy, I will say as well, is so loving to her children, and that's just the most important gift we can give to one another right now. It's the integration of yoga. So, Jai Ma, Shri Ma. The Dalai Lama stated the most important position, work, job on the planet is that of being a mother. Jai Ma, Shri Ma, Jai Ma. Ma for a moment in the sweetness of appreciation and in presence, think of someone who's been a caretaker and a provider for you. And especially many of us aren't able to be directly with our mothers if our mothers have passed and left their body. And some of us weren't able to meet our mothers in this lifetime. If you were fortunate enough to, you might not be able to also be near your mother physically at this time. And so wishing them well, thinking of all the many ways in which they have been patient for you, and the many times that perhaps there was someone, even if it wasn't your mother, that there's been someone in your life that believed in you. That's something that I always really appreciate about my own mother, that there was definitely times growing up that I was a bit of a troublemaker, and I snuck out of the house, or I went out of my window to hang out with a boy. And when I would come home, she always forgave me, and she always continued to love me. And to have someone on this planet that is willing to stick up for you, willing to accept you even if you're quite different from them, and goes out of their way to be unconditional, even if it's not your mother, to have that sort of energetic presence in our lives is such an incredible blessing. That is what my mother has always done for me. And things that I think of in terms of my mother and the way that she was definitely my first teacher and my first guru and my first provider, absolutely, and my first reflection of unconditional love. And when I think of what I've learned from her is her ability to appreciate solitude. And she is more of an introvert. And right now, at least for a while, I think the introverts were winning this virus, right? She's very used to working with nature and listening to nature and being an artist. And she spends a lot of time on her own. And I think that there's something really vital that we need to all be able to nourish ourselves as well and take care of ourselves. And that is one way in which we can be in harmony with what's taking place right now. So even in times when I felt like a little bit alone, you know, like I live by myself, but I have so many family members, like community family members. I mean, right here with Nancy, I do, and I feel so lucky. Whenever I sometimes feel by myself or alone, I think of the word solitude as actually something quite positive, and I think of my mother painting, and I think of her in the forest, and I think of her listening to the animals, and she is completely content doing that. She doesn't really need much else beyond that, really. And so when she has a close relationship, it means a lot to her, and she's very attentive and very present because she's incredibly present with herself and caring and providing for her health and for her home and for her body and for also those few loved ones that she has in her life. So I just want to thank my mother for that. And I also wanted to ask just Nancy something. She didn't know I was going to do this part, but ask her why she loves being a mother to her 3 children that she has.
Oh my goodness. That's not an easy answer. There's so many things. I mean, I think the biggest thing is the joy that they just have within them and that they embody, and just on a daily basis just show me so much unconditional love and joy. It's just the most rewarding thing. It really is so sweet.
You're so close with her children. They cuddle and they get really close to one another. They're a very harmonious family, and no family is ever perfect, right?
That's for sure.
Yeah,
We're
right?
not either.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But really there's still there's an interaction of harmonious respect. And I think more than anything, even if we are coming from different personalities or different karmas that we're all playing out in group nucleus settings, if we can at least accept one another and see what we can learn from one another, I think that could be one of the most important things. And I can definitely say in watching Nancy that being a mother brings her joy. She has a motherly presence at Swan River Yoga, really too, and just being unconditionally warm and inviting. So even if we're not mothers, if we haven't been close to our mothers, there's a way we could still make up for that by embodying that really within ourselves, right? There's beings that are difficult to accept, and it can be really challenging for us to work on ways to hold them up. That's what my mother did for me, and that's what's helped me to allow for such connection with so many community members. I just want to hold everyone up as well, and to love them and see who it is that they really are beyond all the struggles and the teachings that we're experiencing within our lives. So I want to thank my mother and all mothers. Many of our students are mothers.
Yes.
And many of us are mothers and fathers. And many of us are mothers to a community. And many of us are teachers. Many are mothers in hospitals right now, attending to others. So making sure that we attend to one another right now is just really, really vital. And to find someone that needs that, and to please reach out to them today. So we'll end again with just a little bit of the mantra. And we're so grateful for anyone that's provided any level of care for us. Mother's dominion. May we all see ourselves in some way as mothers, and providing care, stewardship for all of the animals, for all of the elements, for our geography, for our neighborhoods, for our neighbors, for if we live with others, for those we live with, that we're seeing this more globally at this time. And that's, to me, truly what Mother's Day is ultimately. It's honoring this globe, this Mother Earth together. So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yay, happy Mother's Day. Thank you all.